राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन भज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन भज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन भज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन भज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा दामोदर राधे जय राधा दामोदर राधे जय राधा गोकुल नंद राधा गोकुल नंद राधे जय పంచతత్వ జయ పంచతత్వ పంచతత్వ జయ పంచతత్వ జయ గౌరనితాయ్ 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 జయ గౌరనితాయ్ జయ జయ ప్రభుపాద్ 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 జయ జయ ప్రభుపాద్ జయ జయ ప్రభుపాద్ 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 జయ జయ ప్రభుపాద్ జయ జయ గురుదేవ్ 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 జయ జయ గురుదేవ్ జయ జయ గురుదేవ్ 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 జయ జయ గురుదేవ్ నిత్య గౌర హరి బోల్ హరి బోల్ హరి బోల్ నిత్య గౌర హరి బోల్. శ్రీ రాధా గోకుంద భగవానికి రాధా దామోదర్ భగవానికి జై, పంచతత్వకి జై, గౌర పరమానంద హరి బోల్. ఓం నమో తే వాసుదేవాయ ఓం నమో భగవతే వాసుదేవాయ ఓం నమో భగవతే వాసుదేవాయ ఓం అజ్ఞానతిమిరంధస్య జ్ఞానాంజనశలాకాయం చక్షురున్మిళితం యేన తస్మై శ్రీ గురవే నమః. శ్రీ చైతన్య మనోభీష్టం స్థాపితం యేన భూతలే స్వయం రూపా కదా మह्यं దదాతి స్వపదాంతికం. వందేహం శ్రీగురుం శ్రీయుత పదకమలం శ్రీగురుం వైష్ణవాంశ్చ శ్రీరూపాం సాగ్రజాతాం సహగణ రఘునాథాన్వితం తాం సజీవం సాద్వైతం సావధూతం పరిజనా సహితం కృష్ణ చైతన్య దేవం శ్రీ రాధా కృష్ణ పదాం సహగణ లలిత శ్రీ విశాఖాన్వితాంశ్చ. హే కృష్ణ కరుణా సింధో దీనబంధో జగత్పతే గోపేశ గోపికా కాంత రాధాకాంత నమోస్తుతే. తప్త కాంచన గౌరాంగి రాధే వృందావనేశ్వరి వృషభానుసుతే దేవి ప్రణమామి హరిప్రియే. వాంఛా కల్పతరుభ్యశ్చ కృపా సింధుభ్య ఏవ చ పతితానాం పావనేభ్యో వైష్ణవేభ్యో నమో నమః. జయ శ్రీ కృష్ణ చైతన్య ప్రభు నిత్యానంద శ్రీ అద్వైత గదాధర్ శ్రీవాసాది గౌర భక్త వృంద. హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే హరే, హరే రామ 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 హరే హరే. హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే హరే, హరే రామ 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 హరే హరే. హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే హరే, హరే రామ 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 హరే హరే. So, Hare Krishna, all devotees, and welcome to our Mangalarti lecture. As you know, every month, first Saturday, we have Mangalarti program. Yeah, if there is a temple, we assemble in the temple, we attend Mangalarti and chant our rounds till 8 o'clock. And then we have a nice Bhagavatam lecture followed by Prasadam. But anyway, since now, we can't, meet personally, physically in temple, but still this Mangalarti program is going on every first Saturday, and we are actually discussing a series of 12 Mahajans. Okay, so as part of this series, today we will discuss about one of the great Mahajan, Lord Kapila. Okay, a very beautiful teachings of Lord Kapila, and in third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 24, 25, 26, these chapters explain very nicely about Kardama Muni and his marriage to Devahuti, and the appearance of Lord Kapila and the teachings of Lord Kapila. Okay, we have a wonderful book called Teaching of Lord Kapila. I request everyone to have that book and go through the content, because it is very, very important, because these are the teachings from not an ordinary person. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself descended to give the knowledge. Okay, so the beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Saunaka Uvacha, Saunaka Rishi, he is saying, Kapilastattva Sankhyaata Bhagavan Atma Mayaya Jata Swayam Ajah Sakshat Atma Pragna Pachaye Nrunam. So Saunaka Rishi is saying, although he is unborn, the Supreme Personality of Godhead took birth as Kapila Muni by his internal potency. He descended to disseminate transcendental knowledge for the benefit of whole human race. Okay, so Saunaka Rishi is saying, okay, so actually the questions, Saunaka Rishi is asking Suta Goswami, whereas Suta Goswami is explaining the conversation between Vidura and Maitreya Muni, where Vidura is inquiring. And within that conversation, Maitreya Muni is explaining to Vidura about the conversation between Devahuti and Lord Kapila. Okay, the mother is asking question to her son. What is the best way of self-realization? What is the best way to achieve the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Okay, so if you observe the sequence, Saunaka inquiring Suta, okay, where Suta Muni explaining the inquiry of Vidura to Maitreya, and within that conversation, Maitreya is explaining Devahuti's, questions to Lord Kapila. So this inquiry is very, very important. Okay, so from great souls, yeah, from devotees, from saintly people, okay, asking questions and trying to understand the knowledge of self-realization. This is very, very important. Okay, so that's why our conversation with other people, we should be very conscious about that conversation. Is there any use, okay, of my questions asking to other, and who is the other person should be a qualified person who can help us. Okay, that is the goal of life. The goal of life, the sadhana, the practice starts from asking a question in a very humble mood. Even Devahuti, she is asking these questions to Kapila Muni, who is her son, and where she is explaining, I am not so intelligent, yeah, but please give me the knowledge where I can understand as per my capacity. That is the way of inquiry. We should not inquire in a challenging mood, or in a mood to test others, or in a mood to prove that I am better than you in knowledge. Okay. Even Bhagavad Gita also, Arjuna is asking questions to Lord Krishna. Understand? So this is very important. This is the core part of the spiritual life. This is the foundation of the spiritual life. So today's lecture we can divide into two parts. One part is the beautiful Grihastha life of Kardama Muni. Yeah. And the second part is Lord Kapila's teachings to Devahuti, Lord Kapila's instructions to Devahuti. Okay, we'll take few questions. Now, what questions Devahuti, Mother Devahuti asked, and how Lord responded. Okay, so it's because it's actually a very big topic, but we'll take few of them, so that we can fit within our time, and we can able to grasp, okay, store in our mind. Yeah. So Kardama Muni is actually the son of Lord Brahma. Okay, for the purpose of increasing progeny. Okay, so we all know different Prajapatis, and they have given the task of producing the progeny. Okay, this task is given by Lord Brahma, who is the creator. Okay, so Kardama Muni is the son of Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma has given him the task of increasing progeny. Okay, the same, if you heard Daksha Prajapati, Bhrugu, yeah, Tapa, Yama, Marichi, Manu. There are we have a list of I think 21 Prajapatis. They are all eligible actually to perform this service task. Okay, so Brahma has chosen these great personalities, and he has given him this task of increasing the population progeny. Okay, so the moment Kardama Muni received the instruction, what he did. Yeah. So first he needs to get married. Okay, a nice girl. Okay, who is suitable. Okay, so Kardama Muni performed tapasya for 10,000 years, meditating upon the Supreme Personality of God. He did not feel like okay, I got a task from my father Brahma. Okay, now like let me get married, and searching and in search of a girl. He did not do that one. Okay, he performed 10,000 years of severe tapasya, meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the first quality we need to understand. Okay, he is not search of girl on his own. Okay, or even he did not ask his father, okay, show me a girl. So he as a self-realized soul, he who is the best one for me to approach and take guidance to perform my service. That is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself only. So he performed tapasya for 10,000 years. And the Lord is very happy. In those days, Srila Prabhupada mentioned, even Valmiki Muni performed tapasya for 60,000 years, like that. Yeah, those yugas are suitable for this meditation. Okay, not this Kali Yuga, which is very short in nature. Okay, in Kali Yuga, the prescribed recommended method is Sankirtana movement. Okay, glorify the holy names of the Lord and tell everyone about to do the same. Okay, so depending upon yuga, okay, the mode of approaching the Lord differs. So we cannot imitate these great personalities, and it is not at all possible also. Okay, so Krishna is very pleased uh, with the tapasya of Kardama Muni. He appeared. Of course, Krishna as a super soul, he resides in the heart of every living entity. So he knows what Kardama Muni is going to ask. Krishna knows, isn't it? That is the difference. Even Hiranyakashipu also performed tapasya. So what is the motive of this meditation? That is very, very important. In what mode we are approaching? Of course, Hiranyakashipu did tapasya on Brahma. Okay, so the mode of tapasya, the mode of austerity, this is very, very important. So Kardama Muni's consciousness is to ask the Lord, is there anyone in this world you have seen? Okay, once his father say, okay, now you go and get married. Yeah, immediately he approaches saint. Even, of course, he may not do tapasya like Kardama Muni. Approach a bona fide guru or saint and please guide me, what type of girl I can marry. Can we see in this world? No, not at all. So that's why the quality, the consciousness of Kardama Muni, okay, the intention behind the tapasya is very, very important for us to understand. So the Lord appeared, he is very much pleased, and Kardama Muni paid his obeisances. He prayed the Lord and he said, this is the service my father gave me. Please help me find a suitable girl who can fit in my life to perform this service. Lord is very pleased. It's good. You have not taken, that your own decision. You have not taken decision on your own. So that's why ask anything. If you want to ask anything, you ask the Lord, whether it is a material benefit or whether it is a selfless thing you want to ask. Yeah, anything, the best one to ask is Krishna. Of course, one should not focus or think of asking for material gains, but because of the conditionality, okay, people are very much scared of these miseries in this world. So, oh Krishna, okay, please save me from so and so misery, or please give me this one, that one. It's all right in initial stage. But the difference between asking demigods and asking Supreme Personality of Godhead is, if we approach demigods, the transaction ends once we receive. It's a business transaction. Okay. In business transaction, there is no love, there is no emotion, there is no, relation. Yeah. As per the agreement. That's it. Okay. Once then, there is no link. The link, the connection, disappears. It disconnects. Once the soul receives whatever he wants. Isn't it? The best example is again Hiranyakashipu. He got a boon. Once he got boon, there is no link between him and Brahma. That's it. And even Brahma did not bother to save him, isn't it? When Lord Harshangadev came to kill him, Brahma said, okay, he deserved that punishment. Yeah. He did tapasya, had given boons. That's it. Matter ends there. But with Krishna, it is not like that. Though in initial stage we may ask in a material consciousness something, but in due course of time, the love develops and our heart naturally changes for selfless service, to do selfless service. Okay. So that continues. The relation with Krishna continues. The Jiva's relation with Krishna continues if he focuses his mind on Krishna. That is the difference. Okay. So you may say, okay, Kardama Muni is a great Prajapati, a great sage. So that's why, okay, he performed tapasya to ask for a suitable girl for himself. But we are not that much great. No, you may say like that. Okay. So these souls, the goal is to reach that stage. The goal is to get that self-realization. Okay. A newly born baby, he cannot walk on at a stretch, isn't it? Something needs to be done. Some endeavor needs to be done. That is very, very important. So anyway, Kardama Muni asks the Lord to give me, okay, the best girl who can be helpful in my spiritual life to perform my task. And then Lord said, Swayambhu Manu. There is a great emperor called Swayambhu Manu. His wife is Satarupa, and he has a daughter called Devahuti. And he is going to approach you and request you to marry his daughter. And she is the best girl for you to get married. Okay, you accept the proposal. So Kardama Muni felt very happy. On top of that, what Lord mentioned is, okay, I will born as your son. This is the boon the Lord has given without asking, actually. Okay, I will born as your son. And the main purpose of my incarnation is to give the knowledge to this humanity. Yeah. So Kardama Muni felt very happy. As Lord mentioned, Swayambhu Muni approached along with his wife Satarupa and daughter Devahuti. So Kardama Muni already knew, because he got this information from the Lord. So this is the perfect, maybe the very first, something like arranged marriage of the creation. We can say like that. Okay, the perfect Vedic style of arranged marriage. Okay, and Swayambhu Manu prayed Kardama Muni, and he said, you are a great soul, and I heard that you decided to get married. And here is my daughter Devahuti. The moment she heard about your glories from Narada Muni, she has decided that I want to serve this great personality as a wife. So could you please accept my request? This is the prayer from Swayambhu Manu. Kardama Muni, he already knew that this is going to happen. Swayambhu Manu did not glorify his Devahuti is the most beautiful girl. Okay, Swayambhu Manu, he did not glorify his daughter. Like, my daughter is the most beautiful one. You get married, you don't get, better than my daughter. Yeah. So this is the quality of a father. Okay. So when they approach the great saints, because he knows, yeah, how to respect or how to request these great personalities. And Kardama Muni said, that's fine. So I am very happy to get married. There are no issues because she is the most chaste lady. And in that conversation, even Kardama Muni mentioned, like, even I heard once what happened. This girl Devahuti, while she was playing on the roof of her palace, okay, on top of her palace somewhere, she is playing. One Gandharva called Visvavasu, I think his name is Visvavasu, one Gandharva, He's traveling in a in a flight, in an aeroplane, okay, in the sky. Then he surprised to see, this great, beautiful, the most beautiful girl who is playing. And by looking at her beauty, he fainted and he fell down. Okay, this is what happened. Okay, so see, they Swayambhuman did not mention this one. My daughter is most beautiful. This is what happened. So you won't get, such a beautiful girl like that. He did not mention. Okay. He is a great devotee, Swayambhuman. He is glorifying Kardamuni's qualities. But in return, while Kardamuni is replying, he says, even I heard this is what happened. This incident was happened. Such a beautiful girl, Devahuti is, and a very chaste. So definitely she is fit as a wife to me. So I agree. But bear in mind, once we produce children, okay, then I will focus on my devotion, complete renounce order of life. Okay. So Kardamamuni knows what is the real goal of life. Yeah. So he is glorifying the beauty of Devahuti doesn't mean he is attracted to the beauty of Devahuti. This is a very, very important point for us to understand. Kardamamuni knows what is the goal of life. Yeah. Yes, she is a chaste lady. She is definitely a beautiful. Okay. So in order to perform the task given by my father Brahma, Lord Brahma, this girl is the best suit in my life. Because Supreme Personality of Godhead himself mentioned, himself guided Kardamamuni. Okay. So Kardamamuni knows Devahuti is very beautiful even before performing his tapasya. But he did not approach Swayambhu directly. Okay, I want to get marry your daughter because she is very, very beautiful. No, he did not do that one. Okay. He prayed the Lord, and the Lord has given the guidance. Okay, you marry this girl. So this is the approach of getting married. So spiritual master means spiritual father and biological father. Okay. So the first importance, high priority. Number one is the spiritual father. He guides. Okay. And of course, the father who gives the birth. Okay. With his consent. Okay. One should marry a suitable girl or suitable boy. This is the approach. Okay. So this is very, very important point. Okay. Those days, there are no marriage bureaus. Yeah. Or no love marriages. Yeah. Like that. Even though if someone loves, okay, it is more authentic. For example, in this case also, Devahuti heard the glories of Kardama Muni, and then she decided he is the great personality whom I can marry and serve. Okay, so the consciousness of Devahuti is also spiritual consciousness because she is the princess. She is the daughter of Swayambhu Manu, a great emperor. But she did not look for someone who is another king, who is great in strength. Okay, she is also looking for a spiritual being whom she can serve as a wife. That is the consciousness. So, comparing to her beauty, she can get any great even demigod to get married. So these are the key factors in deciding our partner. Understand? So that's the consciousness of Devahuti, and this is the consciousness of Kardama Muni, and the one who arranged this marriage is Supreme Personality of Godhead. On top of that, Lord said, I will born as your son. We can understand now how much pure this marriage is. Okay, how much dharma involved in this activity. Okay, and then Swayambhu Manu, he looked at his daughter, and she smiled. Means, he took the consent of his daughter. Okay, and he took the acceptance of his wife, Shatarupa, and then they went for a marriage. Okay, and they got married. A beautiful explanation is given, like just like any other father. Okay, yeah, it's got really Swayambhu Manu felt upset. He cried, yeah, because he is leaving his daughter. Okay, so beautiful explanation is given, in Srimad Bhagavatam on that one. Okay, so it is not like, it generally happens. Okay, once the girl get married and she is going to her in-laws house. Okay, that time, the parents, out of separation, they shed tears, and of course even the girl also shed tears because of that bondage. I don't think it is a material bondage. Okay, so in this Kali Yuga, material bondage may be there, yeah, but if a great devotee like Swayambhu Manu also upset, means, okay, so it happens in even great saints life also. Okay, we cannot consider it as a material bondage. Anyway, they got married and they started Kardama Muni is continuing his spiritual practice. He is always focusing on Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is doing his tapasya, and as a chaste wife. Okay, Devahuti, who was the princess, the daughter of the great emperor Swayambhu Manu, is serving Kardama Muni very nicely, okay, without asking any question. Whatever he requests, she is providing. Okay, his consciousness is on Supreme Personality of Godhead, and her consciousness is on serving her husband. That's it. She did not have any complaints. Okay, he's not taking care of me. He's not, looking after me, or he's not. He's ignoring me. Like that. So years are passed by, and she's just serving, and he's focusing his spiritual practice. He's performing his spiritual practice. Devahuti totally forgot about herself. Okay, so she such a great beautiful girl totally forgot how to take care of herself. Her only goal is, how can I please my husband by my service? That is the only thing she is focusing. She is not at all taking care of herself. And one day Kardama Muni, when he looked at Devahuti, he was really surprised by looking at Devahuti. She became very thin, very skinny, yeah, and the dirt covered her body. And she is not at all thinking of herself. She is just focusing how to serve Kardama. And he is very much pleased with this consciousness. Okay. And then he said, I am very much pleased with your service. And what can I give you? What is the best one, I can give you? And just like any other lady, Devahuti said, I want to become a mother. Of course, Kardama Muni also remember, because his service is to produce progeny. And the Lord, when he appeared, he said, you will get 9 girls. And at last, I will born as a son. So Kardama Muni remembered this one. And he said, that's fine. But see, so how much Devahuti focused on her service. Yeah. So then Kardama Muni said, okay, that's fine. I will fulfill your desire. Okay. So for that one, I'll make a nice arrangement first. Yeah. So through his mystic potency, Kardama Muni created the most opulent, a big palace, so many, maid servants, and a wonderful aeroplane having so many, facilities, like that. By looking at these arrangements, Devahuti was really shocked and surprised to see all these things. Okay. So now we'll go for a honeymoon in this aeroplane. I'll show you the entire world. We'll go to some nice places. Yeah. So, but first, you go to Bindu Sarovar. Bindu Sarovar is a beautiful lake nearby his ashram. You go to that Bindu Sarovar and take bath first. Get yourself ready for our trip, because now you look so not in a good condition, like that. So Devahuti went and took bath in Bindu Sarovar, where by the mystic potency of Kardama Muni, there are 1,000 angels. Once she entered into the lake, 1,000 angels invited her, and they bathed her nicely, and they decorated her nicely with so many ornaments and so much beautiful. And when she looked herself in the mirror, the same Devahuti who was before marriage, such a beautiful Devahuti, again, she regained that beauty and all. Then she closed her eyes and she meditated upon her dear husband Kardama Muni. Then Kardama Muni appeared, and he took her to the aeroplane, and they visited the mountain of Meru, and of course so many other beautiful places, so many nice valleys, and during that period of time, okay, she produced 9 girls. Okay, bear in mind, very key point is this is not a materialistic, lusty, desired Kardama Muni. This is very, very important point to understand. Okay, he is a great devotee of the Lord. In each moment, he meditates upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead only. Kardama Muni knows what is permanent, what is temporary, what is eternal, and what is miserable. This is very, very important point we need to understand. Yeah, and we can understand from Devahuti how much she devoted to her saintly husband. This quality of husband and wife is very much required in this Kali Yuga. People are getting married, and they have problems, and they want to separate. Yeah, so many things, so many strange things happen. I think a couple of years back, maybe I read one news, very funny news. It looks funny to me. In America, one lady gave divorce to his wife, husband. And the reason she mentioned in the court is the judge asked her, what is the reason? Have you seen any, disloyalty in your husband? What is the reason? The reason she mentioned is, when he goes to work, okay, one of this lady's friend told her, my husband or my partner, for every hour he used to send me a message, honey, I love you. But my husband is not sending like that. It means he is not loving me. So I want to give a divorce. Yeah, it looks very, funny, actually. That is the only reason this happened really. Yeah. And in India, there is another incident happened. A lady applied for a divorce, stating that her husband is loving her more than beyond her expectations. He is not at all allowing her to do anything. He is doing everything. He is doing cooking, he is doing cleaning, he is doing that one, this one. He is not at all allowing me to do anything. He is doing everything. Yeah. So I cannot bear this much of love. I can see something, abnormal behavior. Like that, improper guidance or no guidance. No spiritual, practice, sadhana. These are happening in this Kali Yuga. That's why this is the best example. Kardama Muni Devahuti's Grihastha life is the best example for everyone to follow. Okay, this is what Srila Prabhupada has explained in his purport. Okay, so the 9 girls born, and the Kardama Muni told Devahuti, as I mentioned, now I want to take renounced order of life. I want to take sannyas. Then Devahuti said, but what about me? Do you remember? So that's fine. Yes, definitely I will accept for that one. But before you leave, please give me the fearlessness. Yeah. So the verse here it says, Sarvantat Bhagavan Mahyam Upovaha Pratisrutam Atapi me Prasannaya Abhayam Dhatu Marhasi. My dear Lord, means my dear husband, you have fulfilled all your promises. You have fulfilled all my desires. You have given me all material comforts. That's perfect. I am your surrendered soul. Please give me fearlessness. Abhayam Dhatu Marhasi. Abhayam Dhatu Marhasi. Okay. Who will give fearlessness to a girl? 2 ways. External reason. External reasons are before marriage, father. After marriage, husband. Okay. When she don't have husband, when she lost her husband, sons. Okay. She is always under the shelter of these people, so that she will be safe and happy. This is the reason. Okay. The other reason, internal reason, we can understand this statement from Devahuti is, a person will get the fearlessness once he will be self-realized. Once he understands the goal of life, once she get the proper training from a saintly person. Okay. I still need that training. I still need it. I still need that guidance, spiritual guidance. So provide me something who can give me spiritual guidance so that I can perfect my life. Okay. So 2 ways of understanding this. So then Kardama Muni said, don't worry. Lord has given me a word that he will born as your son, as our son. Okay. And he said he will take care of you. So don't worry. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead born as Kapila Muni in the womb of Devahuti. Okay. This is the story behind, as I mentioned, the first part of the story, which is very, very important. The Grihastha life of Kardama Muni, where we can all understand and how much important it is. Okay. Brahma is very much pleased with Kardama Muni's duties. Okay. Brahma has given a task and the Kardama Muni performed the task perfectly without any deviation. So he was instructed by Brahma, then immediately he meditated upon Supreme Personality of Godhead and requested him to guide him to get the best partner for him who fits to his service. And then Lord has given the instruction. He followed the instruction. He produced the children in an unattached mode. And Lord born as his son. So we can understand the eligibility or qualification of Kardama Muni. Krishna will not born just like that. Either it is Devaki Vasudev, yeah, or Devahuti, okay, or anyone else. Even he appeared as Lord Narsingha after the Prahalada Muni for the sake of Prahalada Muni. So these are the most qualified saints. Otherwise, Krishna will not appear, like that. So under now, Kardama Muni is taking sannyas. So the perfect, the order of one ashram, Kardama Muni followed. So Kardama Muni knows the baby born, Supreme Personality of Godhead born, and Lord Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma, Swayam, he came and he glorified Kardama Muni for perfectly, performing his duties. Yeah. So, and he said, you brought fame to me because now Krishna is the grandson of Brahma, isn't it? In the form of Kapila Muni. Okay. So that's a great honor to me. Okay. And he mentioned, the 9 girls you have. Okay. So he mentioned the names of 9 sages. And he told, okay, they will get them married to these sages. Yeah. Like that. So Kala was married to Marichi, Anasuya to Atri, Shraddha to Angira, Havidbhu to Pulasya, Gati to Pulaha, yeah, Kriya to Krutu, Khyati to Bhrugu, Arundhati to Vasishta, Shanti to Atharva, like that. The 9 girls of Kardama Muni got married to 9 great sages. Okay, and of course, Kardama Muni took the permission from Supreme Personality of Godhead. Though Supreme Personality of Godhead is his son right now in his house, but he knows the position. Okay, he prayed the Lord, and then he said, just give me permission so that I will go renounce my life and focus my mind upon you and meditate upon you as a sannyasi. Okay, please give me the permission. And then the Lord told him, that's fine, please carry on. Okay. So, and the purpose of my life is to give this spiritual knowledge to whole humanity. In the same time, okay, I will perfect the life of my mother, Devahuti. Okay. One may ask a question. When Lord himself born in Kardama Muni's house as his son, what is the need of going somewhere? Why can't he serve? Lord is just before you as Kapila Muni. Why can't he serve the Lord by staying at home? Okay, so one may ask this question. The instruction of Lord is very, very important, and Lord has given the permission here. Okay, Kardama Muni did not change his mind. Okay, now Kapila Muni, Lord born as my son, I will stay here and then I will worship him. What is the instruction of the Lord? Okay, follow the Varnasrama Srishta perfectly. Okay, as part of my Varnasrama Srishta, so the last stage of my life is sannyas. So I will take sannyas. I will detach from all these because I paid the whatever debts. I cleared as a son. Okay, and cleared all my debts to my wife by giving children. So now let me disconnect all these material relations and focus on the Lord. Okay, so he perfectly followed Varnashram Dharma as per the instruction of the Lord. Okay, so this is very, very important point. And even Krishna, means Lord Kapila, mentioned to Kardama Muni that my appearance in this world is especially to explain the philosophy of Sankhya, which is highly esteemed for self-realization. Okay, so this is the first part of the life, today's talk. And the second part, okay, Nataraj Prabhu mentioned we can have class till 9:30. So that's why now we'll discuss the teachings of Kapila. what questions Devahuti asked, okay, and what is the reply of Kapila Muni. This is a very big topic, but we will limit it to few questions, 2 or 3 questions. So Devahuti, yes, Kapila Muni stayed at home taking care of his son, and one day Devahuti approached Kapila Muni. Yeah, she knows this is just not mother-son relation. Okay, this is a beauty. We can compare. Yeah, Damodar Leela, Damodar month. We are regularly discussing, Damodar Leela. Krishna's naughty activities. Mother Yashoda chastising Krishna. Okay, Krishna running out of fear. Krishna is crying. Mother is holding the stick, chasing behind. Compare. But here, Mother Devahuti, okay, in a humble mood, sitting before Kapila Muni, okay, and paid her obeisances and inquiring about the goal of the life. We can see the difference, the same personality, Supreme Personality of Godhead, as a son, how he acted in Krishna Leela and how he acted here in Kapila Leela. Yeah. So consciousness matters, not age matters. Okay. So one cannot think like, oh, she is a mother and he is a son. Okay, how can she take guidance like that? Because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. But he incarnated. But there, Krishna Swayam descended. That Leela is totally different. Okay. So Devahuti, I was sick with this material disturbances. Yeah. They went for honeymoon, Kardama Muni and Devahuti. But Kardama Muni is still focusing on Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah. And whereas Devahuti surprised why we both work together, but why my material consciousness is not, why my consciousness is not in sync with my husband? Like why I did not think like my husband? Why I was not having that elevated stage? So she knows. So that's why she is inquiring here. I am very much sick with these material disturbances. Okay, so I would like to know more about the Lord. Yeah, so it's third chapter, 25, 11th verse, where she asks the question: what is the relationship between man and woman, and also between spirit and matter? In one sense, we can say Prakriti and Purusha. Okay, so that 14, 15, and 16. Okay, so she asked this question, 3, 25, 11. Okay, I think Nataraj Prabhu is sharing the screen. Can someone read 3, 25, 11, please? Anyone want this?
Can anybody wants to read, Prabhuji?
Yes,
Can you
Mataji,
read
yeah,
it?
you can read, yeah.
Yeah. Devahuti continued, I have taken shelter of your lotus feet because you are the only person of whom to take shelter. You are the axe which can cut the tree of material existence. I therefore offer my obeisances unto you, who are the greatest of all transcendentalists, and I inquire from you as to the relationship between man and woman and between spirit and matter. And
Yes.
325:12. Maitreya said, after hearing of his mother's uncontaminated desire for transcendental realization, the Lord thanked her within himself for her questions, and thus, his face smiling, he explained the path of the transcendents who are interested in self realization. And 13. The personality of Godhead answered, The yoga system which relates to the Lord and the individual soul, which is meant for the ultimate benefit of the living entity, and which causes detachment from all happiness and distress in the material world, is the highest yoga system. 14. O most pious mother, I shall now explain unto you the ancient yoga system, which I explained formally to the great sages. It is serviceable and practical in every way. That's it, Prabhuji?
Read 15 also, Mataji.
Okay.
15 and
The
16. Yeah.
15. The stage in which the consciousness of the living entity is attracted by the three modes of material nature is called conditional life. But when that same consciousness is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one is situated in the consciousness of liberation.
16.
When one is completely cleansed of the impurities of lust and greed produced from the false identification of the body as and I bodily positions as mine, one's mind becomes purified. In that pure state, he transcends the stage of so-called material happiness and distress.
Very good. Wonderful. Thank you, Mataji. So the
Hare
first
Krishna Prabhuji.
question she asked is that relationship between man and woman, or between spirit and matter. In one sense, what is the how can we understand Prakriti and Purusha? Okay, so this is the first question. Devahuti asked. Okay, so if we see, Lord Kapila clearly mentioned here, I shall now explain unto you the ancient yoga system. First point, and which I explained formally to the great sages. Even in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna mentioned the same. Okay, I spoke to sun god, then Manu. Okay, and in due course of time, we lost that chain. Now I am again speaking to you. Okay, here also, Lord Kapila is saying, which I explained formally to great sages. So this knowledge. Okay, and in 15, Lord Kapila is explaining the three modes of material nature. Okay, we as a living entity, okay, once upon a time serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead in spiritual world. Okay, but somehow we want to enjoy independent of Krishna. Okay, Krishna has facilitated on arrangements for that one. We discussed many times this one. And the soul enters into this material nature. Okay, so the moment the soul comes in contact with this material nature, what happens? The constitutional position of the soul in spiritual world is servant, in a mood of serving the Lord with unconditional love. Okay, first point, he is a servant and he has the quality of unconditional love. Understand? And he is eternal. Okay, and then once he comes in contact to this material nature, this quality of servant transforms into master. Now I want to become a master. Now I am the enjoyer. Okay, only Lord is supposed to be the enjoyer. We are meant to be enjoyed, but this consciousness changes. And the second point, that key ingredient called love, pure love, unconditional love, transforms into selfish lust. Servant becomes master, pure love becomes lust. When it happens, the moment it comes in contact with these three modes of material nature, these qualities will change like this. This is called conditionality. That is what Lord Kapila is explaining here. Okay, then you can say, if that is the case, whoever is in this material world, they will be conditioned. It doesn't apply to pure souls. It doesn't apply to these great acharyas. even though they are in this material world. Okay. So Srila Prabhupada is always in liberated state. All great Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself, though they appear in this material world, they are on different platform. Okay. This conditionality doesn't apply to them. So to become liberated from this material world, it doesn't mean physically the soul leaves the body, then it goes to spiritual world. It's just a matter of time. Though the soul presents within this body, if the consciousness is always on Supreme Personality of Godhead, then he is liberated. He is already liberated. We just discussed Kardama Muni, isn't it? After speaking to, after replying to Swayambhu Manu, that okay, I will get married. Your daughter is so much beautiful, all those things. He became silent and immediately he started meditating upon Krishna. That is not possible to ordinary souls. Understand? So these are already liberated souls. Okay. So in text 15 here, Kapila Muni is saying the stage in which the consciousness of living entity is attracted by three modes of material nature is called conditioned life. But when the same consciousness is attached to Supreme Personality of Godhead, one is situated in the consciousness of liberation. So the consciousness matters in terms of getting liberation. Okay. That is very, very key point we need to understand. If you are in ISKCON Manchester, in our temple, serving the Lord, that is Vaikuntha itself. That is Golok Vrindavan itself. Okay. Leaving the body is just a matter of time. If you are at your home, now there is a COVID, Corona situation. Okay. People are staying at home. Temples are closed. Your temple itself is Golok Vrindavan. Understand? No need to wait for something to come in our lives to get liberated. Okay, so that is should be the consciousness. And in the next 16, it is mentioned when one is completely cleansed of impurities of lust and greed, produced from false identification of body as I and bodily positions as mine. Once the mind becomes purified, in that pure state, he transcends to the stage of so-called material happiness and distress. Okay, I and mine. We heard many times, particularly in ISKCON, I am not this body, I am the soul, I am the spirit soul. So understanding the real identity, who am I? Okay, that is exactly Kapila Muni is explaining here. I am walking on the street. There is a nice sunshine here outside today. Yeah. So I sat here, my shadow, I can see my shadow. So the shadow is going on the top of the wall and I can see on the roof. Yeah. I am walking on the streets. My shadow becomes very long on the road. Sometimes this shadow appears on a big tree also. Okay. If the shadow thinks I am greater than this man, who is greater? I cannot climb. I cannot, stay on the roof of the room. But my shadow is there right now on the roof of the room. Does it mean the shadow is bigger than me? The shadow is greater than me? No, isn't it? Yeah. And when there is no light, if it is dark, there is no shadow. But I still exist. I exist there. Shadow doesn't exist. Okay. That I is the spirit soul. And this so-called shadow, which is thinking I am greater than this person, even I can climb on top of the tree or I can stay on the roof of a building. That is not true. Means that is temporary. Shadow is temporary, whereas me, I am the real. So spirit soul is the real. But this body, which has this consciousness, okay, this material identity, that is temporary. Okay. This is a very, very important point for for us to understand from the teachings of Lord Kapila. Okay. And the next one, 325:28. Okay. Another question Mother Devahuti is asking: what kind of devotional service is worth developing and practicing to help me easily and immediately attain the service of your lotus feet? That's the second question Mother Devahuti asked. 325:28. Okay, so on hearing this statement of the Lord, Devahuti inquired, what kind of devotional service is worth developing and practicing to help me easily and immediately attain the service of your lotus feet? So can someone read from 29 to 32? Any volunteer to read from 29 to 32?
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you. The mystic yoga system, as you have explained, aims at the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is meant for completely ending material existence. Please let me know the nature of that yoga system. How many ways are there by which one can understand the truth that sublime yoga? Understand the truth in, How many ways are there by which one can understand in truth that sublime yoga? My dear son Kapil, after all, I am a woman. It is very difficult for me to understand the absolute truth because my intelligence is not very great. But if you will kindly explain it to me, even though I am not very intelligent, I can understand it and thereby feel transcendental happiness. Sri Maitreya said, after hearing the statement of his mother, Kapila could understand her purpose and he became compassionate towards her because of being born of a body. He described the Sankhya system of philosophy, which is a combination of devotional service and mystic realization as received by disciplic succession. Lord Kapila said, the senses are symbolic representations of the demigods, and their natural inclination is to work under the direction of the Vedic injunctions. As the senses are representatives of the demigods, so the mind is the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The mind's natural duty is to serve. When that service spirit is engaged in devotional service to the Personality of Godhead without any motive, that is far better even than salvation.
Wonderful. So to the second question, let's see, Mother Devahuti asked, what kind of devotional service is worth developing and practicing to help me easily and immediately attain your lotus feet? Okay. This is the answer given by Kapila Muni. Here we can see, I already mentioned this one. She mentioned, my dear son Kapila, I am a woman. It is very difficult for me to understand the absolute truth because my intelligence is not very great. But if you will kindly explain it to me, even though I am not very intelligent, I can understand it and thereby feel transcendental happiness. Understand? That is the consciousness, okay, of Devahuti. She is putting her in a very low position and very submissively inquiring Kapil, Lord Kapil. Okay, so here Lord Kapila is explaining the senses. Every body is a temple. This is one point we need to understand. That's why we should use our body very, very carefully. Yeah. So the senses are symbolic representations of demigods. Okay. And the mind is the symbolic representation of Supreme Personality of God. And mind's natural duty is service. Okay. Temple means there should be some service, isn't it? Yeah. So mind's natural representation is to serve. Okay. all senses are demigods. Don't use senses as you like. Use your senses as per the direction of Vedic injunctions, because they are not ordinary senses actually. They are representations of demigod. When we are part and parcel of Krishna, then our senses are not ordinary senses, definitely. Krishna's demigods are the paraphernalia of Krishna, isn't it? Whenever Krishna descends to this world, all his paraphernalia will also come. Yeah, all demigods also appear in different positions to assist the Leela of Lord. So in the same way, our senses, okay, they are the presentation of demigods. We cannot use our senses as we like. This is very key point to understand. But which is a key ingredient that drives our senses? That is mind. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Krishna, my mind is very unstable. Arjuna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita when Arjuna spoke to Krishna. So the mind drives everything, and the natural duty of mind is service. But because of this conditionality, which we discussed before, mind tries to engage these senses in some activities which are not favorable to Krishna. That is the problem. Service is an inherent quality of the soul. Okay, and as mentioned here, the mind's natural duty is to serve, but the mind is guiding the senses to serve a wrong object. That is because of the conditionality. So we should be very, very careful. Then the question comes, how can I train my mind to serve the right object, to serve the proper object? Yeah. So mind should accept the guidance of intelligence. Mind, intelligence, and false ego. This is a subtle body. Okay. Intelligence says this is not correct. This is correct. Like that. So mind should accept the guidance of intelligence. But here it happens in a reverse way. The mind pollutes the intelligence and guides or engages the senses to serve the wrong object. That is happening in this material world. So, and what type of service it should be? The service should be like without any motive. And the service should be a devotional service. Devotional service means service to Krishna. Bhakti means for Krishna. It doesn't apply to anyone else. Okay. So this is very important instruction. Every body is a temple. Okay. And all our senses are representatives of demigod. Okay. Our mind represents Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. Don't let demoniac Hiranyakashipu or Ravana guide our mind. Okay. This is a very key instruction from Lord Kapila for her second question. Okay. And if we go to 26, next chapter, 26:2. 2 to 5. Can someone please read? You can read 1 to 5, no problem. 26th chapter.
Prabhuji, I can read if nobody is there to read.
Yes, Mataji.
Number 1. The personality of Godhead, Kapil, continued, My dear mother, now I shall describe unto you the different categories of the absolute truth, knowing which any person can be released from the influence of the modes of material nature. Text 2. Knowledge is the ultimate perfection of self-realization. I shall explain that knowledge unto you by which the knots of attachment to the material world are cut. Text 3. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Supreme Soul, and he has no beginning. He is transcendental to the material modes of nature and beyond the existence of this material world. He is perceivable everywhere because he is self-effulgent, and by his self-effulgent luster, the entire creation is maintained. Text 4. As his pastime, that supreme personality of Godhead, the greatest of the great, accepted the subtle material energy, which is invested with three material modes of nature and which is related with Vishnu. Text 5. Divided into varieties by her threefold modes, material nature creates the forms of the living entities, and the living entities, seeing this, are illusioned by the knowledge covering feature of the illusory energy. Thank you. Do you want to read text 6?
Yes, Mata, 6 and 7 also.
Okay. Text 6. Because of his forgetfulness, the transcendental living entity accepts the influence of material energy as his field of activities, and thus actuated, he wrongly applies the activities to himself. Text 7. Material consciousness is the cause of one's conditional life, in which conditions are enforced upon the living entity by the material energy. Although the spirit soul does not do anything and is transcendental to such activities, he is thus affected by conditional life.
Yeah, very good. Wonderful. So, Gnana Vairagya Yuktena Bhakti Yuktena Chatmana Paripasyati Udasinam Prakritimcha Hatau Jasam. Okay, so Lord Kapila mentioned, the state of self-realization by practicing of knowledge and renunciation in devotional service. Okay, so Bhakti Yoga is the topmost. One must follow Bhakti Yoga. Okay, but still, Devahuti is asking, could you please explain Jnana Yoga and other yogas also? Okay, so Lord Kapila explained actually any other type of yoga should be part of Bhakti Yoga. That is very, very important. And if we see the text 7 here, okay, although the spirit soul doesn't do anything and is transcendental to such activities, he is thus affected by conditional soul. Okay. So this conditional life affects the spirit soul, so that it keep on wandering in this birth, death, old age, and disease, in this cycle. It keep on coming, going, again and again and again. Okay, so that's why knowledge is important. First point, Jnana is important, but we should be very careful with this knowledge. Some people are very much addicted to have too much knowledge. Okay, knowledge to understand who is Supreme Personality of Godhead, how can I serve him? Okay, so this is the basic requirement of knowledge. Okay. What happens if someone has too much knowledge? Okay, he feels like he is the creator. Okay, or the tendency of pride kills his spirituality. Okay, I have very good knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, or I have very good knowledge of Bhagavatam, or so on and so forth, so many scriptures. Then I am great. This pride, this greatness comes. That's why in ISKCON, Prabhupada mentioned many times, we are the servant of servants. Keep on injecting this consciousness of we are servants. Yeah. So why this is, in every lecture, all devotees, senior devotees, great souls keep on reminding, because don't addict to, don't fall in the trap of knowledge and think yourself you are the master. Having enough knowledge to understand Krishna is sufficient. People cannot understand Krishna actually. Okay, if you want to understand everything. So Krishna has given all key ingredients in this material world. And how much knowledge we require? We need the knowledge to understand what can be used, what can't be used in these facilities. You go to London, Central London, Tottenham Court Road, near Soho Temple. You stand, I worked there, nearly 10, 12 years back. Radhamohan Prabhu told me there is a temple in my initial days of ISKCON. Radhamohan Prabhu told me, Soho Temple is there, Govinda's restaurant is there. My office is 2 minutes walk. My hotel is 5 minutes walk. I think daily Monday morning I have to go and Friday evening, come back, home, like that. So nearly 1 month or 2 months I worked there. You stand there. You can see KFC, you can see McDonald's, you can see some other, so many hotels, restaurants. And in the middle, you can see Govinda restaurant. So what type of knowledge is required? Which one should I go to satisfy my tummy in today's lunch? Okay. Which one is the right food I can eat? There are so many demigods. There are so many yogis, so many babas, so many celebrities. You are in the middle. We must have the knowledge. Whom can I approach? Understand? There is a big feast. You went to a marriage. There is a big feast. Okay? A diabetic person. So many things are there, but he knows, let me not touch this sweet because I am diabetic. This is not good for me. Okay? Let me take limited amount of so and so. That much knowledge. Isn't it? We are all diseased like this diabetic person. So many things are there surrounding us. By approaching which object will cure my disease, having thus knowledge. How it will be cured, you need not know. It happens naturally. See, transformation happens very naturally. Nothing to worry. Okay? How not eating sweet will reduce my diabetic, you need not have that knowledge. But having that basic consciousness, basic knowledge of, I should not touch this sweet because I am diabetic. That knowledge is required. On top of that, if you have more knowledge, as long as, okay, we are like, having our feet on the ground instead of sky, thinking we are insignificant, that is fine. Okay, but conditionality takes us somewhere at the top. And end of the life, it throws us back. Okay, so this much of knowledge. So either Jnana Yoga or any other Ashtanga Yoga or Karma Yoga, okay, they should be a part of devotional Bhakti Yoga. That is very important. Okay, if you separate, okay, I follow only Karma Yoga or I follow only Jnana Yoga, we will be in trouble, we will be in trap. So within devotional service also, that's why Devahuti asked, so what kind of devotional service is worth developing and practicing to help me easily and immediately attain your lotus feet? What type of devotional service? When there are so many ingredients of devotional, okay, devotion are available surrounding us. Okay, so any type of yoga must be a part of Bhakti Yoga, where Bhakti Yoga is the prime object, the prime yoga one must perform. Okay, so this is very, very important. Understand? So these are, few, teachings. We discussed 3 points of Devahuti's questions and, Kapila Muni's answers. I request everyone to go through this Canto 3 of, Srimad Bhagavatam, 24, 25, 26, 27, these chapters where you can go in deep. And also we have a teachings of Kapila Muni, a beautiful book. Everyone must have that book and read it. Not only just to read, you discuss your, wife, husband, kids. Okay, while taking prasadam, like that, discuss. Today I read this one. We can understand like this. Okay, that is very, very important. And bear in mind the Grihastha life of Kardama Muni and Devahuti, how nicely they performed their activities. Okay, that is very, very important. So this is a little glimpse of teachings of Kapil Muni, where from one of the great 12 Mahajans, where Supreme Personality of Godhead himself spoke. Okay, these teachings. So I request everyone to go through them again from Srimad Bhagavatam, and also, of course, teachings of Lord Kapila book, and understand more. And we have wonderful devotees who can help. If you have any doubts, you can make a note. You can contact any of our devotees. They will clarify. Okay. So thank you very much, all the devotees, for your attentive hearing. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Any
Krishna.
questions?
Thank you,
Anyone?
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Radhavani Prabhu, can you hear me? Haribol?
If anyone has any questions, you can ask me, or you can ask later also. No problem. So yeah, as I mentioned, this question and answer session is very, very important. We are all learning together.
Hare Krishna. Radhavani Prabhu? Haribol?
Thank you, Damodar Prabhu. Very nice to see your message. So Natal Prabhu, over to you.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Prabhuji, I think you are on mute. I think maybe some problem from Natal Prabhu's side. Okay, I will do quick announcements. Today, as usual, we have Sunday Feast lecture at 1 o'clock. So I request all the devotees to connect. And I think it is an appearance of Radhakun. His Grace Radha Mohan Prabhu is giving a class. Natal Prabhu, you are back. Okay.
Haribol, can you hear me?
Now we can hear Prabhuji. Previously we can't hear.
Yeah, there was a problem, little problem. Okay.
Yeah, carry on, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much for that wonderful lecture.
No, again we lost your voice. Okay, I think some sound problem from Natal Prabhu's side. Okay, so I will just okay, today Sunday Feast program at 1 o'clock. Okay, and appearance of Radhakund. Radhamohan Prabhu is giving class. Please connect. And also this month we have Gordhana festival. Yeah, and some other festivals also coming, like Prabhuji mentioned before, 3-hour kirtan, something like that. So keep attending. Okay, don't miss these Friday and Sunday classes. These are very, very important. I think in December we have Gita Jayanti, so we'll have the programs as usual. So that's it. Okay, so thank you all the devotees once again for your attentive hearing. See you again tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much.
Nam Sakalpatarubhyasya Kripasindhubhyo.
Sakal Pataru, Kripa Sindhu Bhyo Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo